Pisces reading here, starting off with tea leaf, then moving to the Moon and Stars Tarot, Queen of the Moon Oracle, then followed by Moonology, as well as charms. Alright, let's start here. As well. Okay, this song won't leave my head from the meditation. So, it's like a combination of two songs actually, both by the same artist, 𝕃'𝕌ℕ𝔼. One is called Lemonade, and the other is Wolf. Okay, it also rabbits and ducks. Alright, let's just get into this though. Alright, we have December. Carriage, a journey, either physical or mental. That did give me the carriage in Cinderella. And okay, so the interesting thing with that is, you know, it's made from magic. All the components. And I think, okay, so there's a time limit. You know, she's got it when the clock strikes. Is it midnight or 1? Because my mind wanted to say when the clock strikes 1. I thought it was midnight in the film. But I did get in your meditation as well. Oh, the song The Final Countdown. Is it called that? I'm pretty sure it's called that. You know, played during football season in the US. Okay. Flowers, happiness. This has been coming out a lot. I think a lot of people are trying to look at, you know, what, if they're truly happy and, you know, what they can do. A lot of people must be on this, like, pursuit of happiness. And I just heard a wonderful quote. Okay, I always try to remind people, you know, happiness is a choice. You have to give yourself that. You know, look at why you might not allow yourself to have that happiness. But I was just given the quote that I received recently that I thought was pretty good, that like happiness comes and goes. Content is something that is a little bit more stable. You know, accepting what is and appreciating the journey of life, no matter what. That's like, you know, ultimate happiness. Alright, we have Torch. Spiritual development, enlightenment, awareness, and understanding. dog barking, advice from a friend. We have bowl, plenty of material things. Camel, preserve or persevere. That's interesting, preserve. With this bowl of plenty of material things. And you know, you can preserve your fruit. Perhaps you need to make sure not to overspend, to see that you have plenty. Okay, and then we have camel. Okay, so it's persevere, and he will overcome problems. Feel that here. Hammock, taking a vacation, physically or mentally. That's interesting with carriage. So both say physically or mentally. And with spiritual development, some of you are going on a spiritual retreat. Some of you just are giving yourself that. But with camel, you know, some of you could be traveling. Fox, shrewdness and resourcefulness, especially in business. Oh yeah, I do see you being resourceful and trying to use what you have and not overspend. Let's go ahead and put these in here. Finger, warning you of a problem either now or in the near future. So yeah, I think it's again about being shrewd about your spending. You're being kind of warned here to be mindful of that. To focus instead inward. You know, that's not to scare you, but just do what you're gonna do whatever you would like to do. But just, yeah, I think you are being advised to tap more into spirituality and let go a little bit of material things. Flute, disappointment in a friend or a lover. So this could also be warning about that, but you could also already be feeling it and seeking advice from a friend. And we have forest, muddled, unclear thinking. You know, we did get this message come through for Aquarius. Well, and a few different signs had a need for mental clarity. Okay, so I was given some herbs for mental clarity, but I do want to preface that with stating that I am not an herbalist. I am not a specialist in any way, so take with a grain of salt and always do your due diligence in your own research, and perhaps even speak to an herbalist, or they have even especially if you are taking any medications, because there are interactions. But you might not know, to speak to an MTM pharmacist. They can manage they can look at everything that you are taking, and you could tell them things that you plan on taking or want to take with perhaps herbs or whatever, because they have a well-rounded knowledge of all of that and how things interact. And so they can advise you in that regard. But and also there's like allergies. Now most things I give advice on are things that you likely already have had in some form or another, like common herbs and spices, like rosemary, which is one that is good for mental clarity. But just a disclaimer, and just to I would not want to cause any harm, do no harm. But yeah, so some herbs look into herbs for mental clarity. Some I know off the top of my head is rosemary, ginkgo biloba, okay, so I was given specifically, and this is coming through strong again, if you're going to sit down and study, or if you're going to sit down and work on something, what have you, to have orange and spearmint essential oils on hand to diffuse or to smell in some form or another, and that can really help you stay focused and have a clear mind. But also, yeah, rosemary, sage is a good one. Ginger. Yeah, there's a lot out there, and it ultimately depends on what is the root cause, and if it is a buildup of toxins in your body, then detoxing is really going to help you, in which case ginger is a wonderful detoxifier. Okay, specifically for the liver, to detoxify your liver, milk thistle. So again, always look into these, make sure they are okay for you. Every body is different. You want to make sure that things align with the alchemy of you. But yeah, so in looking at the root cause, also I was given sleep. If sleep is a common cause, I feel, of both exhaustion and a lack of clear thinking. So for that, okay, I mean, I'm often given chamomile for that. That's a common herb, but actually, and this is one that I prefer, so I don't know why I always get chamomile and not this, but tart cherry juice before you go to sleep. It can really help get you to sleep. It's actually been, for myself, one of the best forms, especially like if you are on medication to aid you in sleeping and you get groggy, and this is an area where an MTM pharmacist would be wonderful to get advice from, and you could, they could replace any sleeping aids and help you in that way. But if you want to get off, tart cherry juice is a wonderful way of, you don't get the grogginess, essentially. So let's start your tarot here. Alright, messages for Pisces. Messages for Pisces, please. Messages for Pisces. So you haven't been feeling very fulfilled. This came for another reading as well. Was it Leo? As I said, this happiness card has been coming out quite a bit. And seeing, you know, if you're fulfilled and what fills your cup. I mean, of course you do, but, you know, what brings you joy, and coming into balance as well, as part of that. But, you know, giving yourself a chance to do things that make your heart sing. And with Page of Pentacles, you're looking at finding work that is more fulfilling and doing something. Okay, I'm getting like you really want to do something that is fulfilling and in the way that it brings, you want to be a world, what's the term I'm looking for? You want to aid the world in some way. You might be a healer, but again, you have to heal. You know, part of that is going on the journey, realizing you have to love and accept yourself on every step of the journey. You have to kind of overcome yourself and realize you are the journey and you're already at your destination. It's the present. We have strength. We have 10 of Swords in reverse. So that is telling me right there that okay, I did just get imposter syndrome. You might get imposter syndrome, but also like while you pursue, but also to manage expectations. This has been coming in a lot. Yeah, we all do it, and I myself do it, where you get caught on an expectation where you think something's going to go a certain way, or you're seeking the destination rather than just enjoying the journey. Or if you have anxiety, sometimes you might get into avoidance because you just assume and expect, oh, this is going to happen. Oh, and then you might start isolating yourself because you're like, I'm not going to go to that because I already know this is what's going to happen there. Instead of just being open to life and the journey, like, I know I've struggled with this myself, so I am not throwing this out there in any form of judgment. You know, we are only we observe. I think we're meant to observe because, you know, that's life. It's like we're here to learn through experiences, but, you know, observing and judging are totally different things. So observe without judgment. Step back, surrender, get into the hangman energy, and allow yourself to, you know, really surrender. What will be will be. Beautiful song. This song has helped me on my journey. So perhaps this will, I'm passing the torch to you in your spiritual development. If you don't already have this song with you all the time, perhaps you already do. But a reminder here, 𝕃'𝕌ℕ𝔼 será. Whatever will be, will be. That song is beautiful, and I'm happy to pass that torch. So, you know, don't let it hold you back. You know, of course, feel out. You know, you don't have to do everything, and, you know, you can sense where you're meant to go and what's part of your journey. But, you know, don't let fear block you, or these ideas in your head of how things will be. Connect with that song and let things unfold. Okay, now I'm getting the lotus. So the lotus has been and it's very much so in a lot of spiritual things and different cultures and religions, imaging because of this factor. You know, they unfold, and they the life cycle of a lotus is a very neat thing to study when you're on that spiritual journey, so do look into that. But my favorite aspect is it's them being a reminder to let things unfold and to remain present, to see the beauty in all life has to offer. Yeah, that's been a strong message coming through. You know, everything that happens is meant to happen. I'm a strong believer in that. Even the bad, like, there are blessings in disguise. Even the bad is a part of the journey, and, you know, finding beauty and thriving through that is just, you know, magnificent. So yeah, do look into the cycle of a lotus. Another really neat thing is, you know, they're a message of endurance, not only because of the thriving in muddied waters. Did you get that? Oh, muddled, unclear thinking. So, even in muddied waters, you know, they still thrive. But the message of endurance also comes from their seeds can be dormant for so long. You know, message of hanged man coming in through here again. their seeds can be dormant for thousands of years, and still they can like then be planted and still germinate. So, you know, that is a message. If you've been isolated for a period of time and you feel like or just, you know, it doesn't even have to be isolation, but if you felt in some way stagnant or unable to do something or to step into an area of life, know that you have great endurance and you can. Oh, and we have resilience here with 7 of Wands. So yeah, I didn't even look at that yet. So 7 of Wands, resilience. That is 100% that message there. You know, you are the beautiful lotus unfolding. Be present and remember, like, que sera, sera. Alright. And find stability in that, you know, everything does transmute, transform, and change, but you know, it's part of the beauty. And we have 6 of Wands, achievement in reverse. Let's pull you another card here. We can't leave it at that. So you're probably feeling like you probably that lack of fulfillment is bringing you into a place of like feeling you can't achieve your goals. But you know, maybe you're meant to let go of these perhaps you're not meant to achieve that certain thing. Perhaps it was meant to be a lesson. And I'm still very much so being called to spiritual development. So it's like letting go. I'm getting heavy Hanged Man energy. Alright. Messages for Pisces here. Messages for Pisces. Okay, so don't fret about this feeling of, okay, yeah, you are, okay, so this is the future position, but you're going to, you probably already feel this way. It's maybe rooting and stemming to that feeling unfulfilled. But this Page of Pentacles is going to become an Ace of Pentacles. You are going to get what you are meant to, what you've set out and aimed for. It just might not be what you thought. It's very spiritual in nature. You're going through a period of spiritual growth and development. Okay, so part of that is that you're going to be feeling through your grief. And so that right there is going to give you, it might make you feel a little bit of a lull in the sense of, but don't forget, like, you are resilient. You are that lotus. You are beautiful, just the way you are. That song came through in the last reading. But anyway, so the don't get hung up on these ideas, these material things, because you are having such spiritual growth right now. Okay, I got in your reading and it's coming back now. Or sorry, this is your reading. I got in your meditation and it's coming back now. the tree in 𝕃'𝕃ℼ. I think it's Mother Willow, and she, specifically that scene where she comes up to Mother Willow and they talk. So maybe there's a message within that for you. I can't think of what's said. I'm not in my thinking mind right now. I can't tell you. Oh, why am I shuffling this? So yeah, so there is a message there, and yeah, you are gonna struggle a little bit to let go of that. Okay, so I'm being advised also to give you the idea of asceticism. So you're being very called to know you have plenty already, and to focus on your spiritual development, and that this journey is really going to carry you and bring you happiness. This is what I was going for. Okay. Clarify a little bit here. Okay, so some of you have gone through a separation. We have with that. So if that is the case, know that you have prospects, like but you want something more stable. Messages for Pisces, please. Whoa. Okay. We had another card fall on the ground. Give me 1 second to grab that. Okay, so yeah, some of you have had a separation. You perhaps weren't allowing yourself to have, some of you were isolating, and some of you might have been the opposite of that. I'm getting some of you, the Hermit reverse can be, you know, being caught in isolation, you know, because in the upright it's like a healthy isolation. It's kind of going in the chrysalis, taking a period, but when it's in reverse, that can mean being caught in that, and it becoming isolation rather than a healthy, inner development period. But it also can be, and I'm feeling both, so it's, I think, just different messages for different people out there. Some of you weren't allowing yourself to be alone. You perhaps were always hanging out with friends, or you know, you just never let yourself be alone. And so, or maybe with this person, maybe whomever you separated with, you were, you know, always in each other's presence and never took alone time. So you really needed to take that time to be alone and reconnect with yourself, because you weren't truly fulfilled. And now you're trying to get into that place. You're realizing you needed to choose yourself. You know, no matter how this came about, you're in a realization that it was for the best, that you are connecting with yourself, your heart more. 8 of Pentacles. So I'm getting, again, spiritual growth with this. So this has all been part of your spiritual growth. 3 Three of Pentacles. Now I'm getting two messages here. And it's again kind of splitting with those two different forms of isolation, and isolation through like actually isolating oneself to an unhealthy degree, and isolation through the form of always being around people, a kind of fear of being in your own energy. But I see this is going to change. This is something, you are resilient and you are going to change this. And know that there are good people around. You know, advice from a friend. So that's this right here. We have 9 of Hearts in reverse. So that is going to be, again, about connecting with your heart's desire, finding that fulfillment. You know, we have this repeating here. So it's just suggesting that it very much so is something that you're focusing on. You know, that there was a lack of fulfillment, but now you've seen it. So now it's about overcoming that. And you know, I see you being shrewd. I see you getting through this. I see you getting through this. And rebuilding your strength while you're in that chrysalis state. Okay, so we have Queen of Swords. So that's going to be that you do gain clarity while you're in that chrysalis. You are going to re-emerge with clarity in the mind and the ability to cut out that which, you know, takes from your bravery, from your resilience. You're going to learn how to cut those things out. The Chariot reversed. So okay, with that I am getting, try not to rush through this. You give yourself that pause so that you can emerge, because that's how you're going to do so with clarity. And there's that butterfly here. So it's like you don't want to move through this without that clarity. So connect with yourself, take time and connect with yourself. And we have the Ace of Wands. Yeah, that's again saying go slow. Get clear first. We have the Two of Pentacles reversed. So part of that I'm getting is to get comfortable with being uncomfortable. Especially if you isolate, if you get into like avoidance. Get comfortable with being uncomfortable, be accepting, okay, Sarah, let things unfold, how they're going to unfold, and just be present. Judgment. So I do see this changing. This 100% is changing. You are awakening. You are having this spiritual journey begin to unfold. The Hierophant reverse. We did get some of these cards with the Aquarius read. So there might be a lesson that you've held back on. You've been resisting these changes, even though in your heart you feel the awareness, but you're no longer resisting that. You are going to move forward. It's just about taking a pause beforehand and getting clear and kind of reawakening yourself and letting this like spiritual rebirth to happen. Five of Cups again and Nine of Wands. So Five of Cups, yeah, there's been something, a grief that's been hard to let go of, that you've kind of been over processing, which is causing the doubts. But I do see you getting comfortable with the uncomfortable. You know, I sometimes think of the Nine of Wands as like the torchbearer, as like, you know, that final push. Like you've been running this marathon and, you know, you're not quite to the bowl where you light it and you're carrying that torch, but it's in sight, and you will get that last push. You're exhausted right now, but you're going to start focusing on filling your own cup. And that's going to be what really gives you that final push. And we have Four of Swords. So yeah, you are going to rest and recuperate, to give yourself that, you know, for those who have been isolating, you've been probably going through this for a while. You've been in that chrysalis stage for a while. And you still have a little bit further to go, but you are aware. You are in that final push, you know. There is a light at the end of the tunnel. You might not see it, but it is there for you. You know, you don't see it because you need the period of darkness to be able to truly rest and give yourself the vitality to push through. Something I think is really neat about butterflies is how, for one, that their blood and their lymph is together, but also, you know, they have to really pump that blood through their wings to be able to fly. So there is good things that come from pressure. Alright, and lastly, oh, we didn't get your other cards. Okay, so sorry about that. I had to step away to charge my battery for a second. But we are back, and in that process, when I was charging the battery of my phone, I saw a dragonfly, which is, you know, ironic because you're going to be charging your battery in a way. And dragonflies symbolize, oh, and I also want to say you are going to see a dragonfly, and they symbolize, and know in that moment, they can symbolize having enlightenment, going through enlightenment, having a deeper understanding of life, you know, great changes coming, a sort of spiritual rebirth, and transformation. So do look into that symbolism, but you are going to see one as a signifier, or perhaps many. Alright, one might even land on some of you. Okay, let's get your charms. Alright, we have here the flower. This is reminding me of the lotus again. Okay, also water lilies. Some of you might see a dragonfly specifically on a water lily. But, you know, also just go to the water. Yeah, I'll put that here actually. We have the clouds here. We trust that, you know, you were meant to go through what you've gone through, and even if it's given you a feeling of cloudiness, perhaps clouded judgment, for one, that is going to change, but also, you know, you perhaps were meant to go through that period, and it's also been what's helped you realize. So don't, you know, appreciate every step of the journey, and know that that's all been a beautiful part of your journey, even if it didn't feel so great to go through. It did, you know, help shape and create you. We have the tea here. I'm getting new beginnings off of this. So know that that transformation is coming. Your happiness is coming. We have these starfish here. Some of you are going to take a physical, how these say, a journey, either physical or mental, taking a vacation physically or mentally. Some of you physically are going to. And we have the tree here. Or is this a reef? It's actually feeling more like a reef. The Great Barrier. Maybe, okay, for some this might be about getting beyond your barriers, but also, you know, set healthy boundaries. Okay, lovely Pisces, I did forget to do your Queen of the Moon Oracle card and your Moonology when I came back from charging the battery, so I'm going to go ahead and give that to you now. Messages for Pisces, please. Messages for Pisces. Okay, so we have fruition and assessing. And I think assessing is going to happen before the fruition here. This harvest moon has just been standing out anytime this card has come out recently. Maybe it's going to be a very impactful harvest moon, like change for everyone. This is my cat, 𝕃'𝕌ℕ𝔼 here. But, so yeah, I think you've been assessing your fulfillment and you're headed towards growth. Messages for Pisces here. Messages for Pisces. So confidence is your key to success. You know, we did see that strength card come out. Hold your vision and conclusions are within reach. So, you know, any tough cycles are ending. I see spiritual rebirth and enlightenment and self-development, and just getting to a place where you're more happy, fulfilled, and confident, and you know, happy to be in every step of the journey. Alright, we are going to leave it here. If you could please like, subscribe, comment, share, that would be greatly appreciated, so we can get these messages out into the algorithm and to those who it's meant for. I thank you so much for being a part of my journey and welcoming me to be a part of your journey as well. And until next time, lovely folk.
you.